This is Not Just a podcast where we get to know the person behind the job title. I'm your host Amanda, and today we'll be speaking to Victor Piñeiro, who is a CEO. We chat about growing up in Argentina, migrating to Australia, and his love for ocean swimming. But above all, we speak about who he really is behind the job title. Let's get into it. Victor, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much, Amanda.
It's so wonderful to have you, and I feel that we're very lucky at Talent because you are also speaking at one of our upcoming events.
That's correct.
For our wonderful clients. So your story is incredible, and we had to share it with not just the clients, we have to share it on the podcast because you've been a CEO, you've worked in corporate, you've been an incredible leader, and you're not just that though, and your story is incredible, and you do these amazingly hard ocean swims. And
it's my hobby.
Yeah, and it's your hobby. But we have to talk about it because,
Sure.
You've got a documentary crew following you around, and you've just completed one of the hardest swims in the world, ocean swims in the world. And I believe you were the first person to successfully complete it.
Correct.
So can you tell the audience about who you are outside of work?
Yeah, so outside of work, I'm a passionate Argentinian who lives in Australia.
Yes.
I've been living here for 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm a chartered accountant by background, but that doesn't quite define me. I don't find myself like being the typical boring accountant.
Yeah.
I'm a dad. My wife is from Argentina. I got 2 daughters, teenagers, that they keep me busy.
Yeah.
And outside of who I am, I would like to think that above all, a regular person with an extraordinary hobby, right?
Yes.
And the day I left Argentina and I migrated to Australia, my mom said to me, I don't care what you become. You can do whatever you want. Just be sure you're a good person. And that really stuck with me.
Yeah.
So, I think I'm yet to leave a place and somebody not cry the day I leave.
Yeah.
So I think I'm a person that has an ability to connect with people.
Yes.
And that is my superpower.
Yeah, absolutely. And talk to us about your hobby being ocean swims.
Yeah, so I came to Australia in 2005. I used to be a rugby player.
Yeah.
I used to be a competitive rugby player back in Argentina. Play rugby here a couple of years. I went to the ocean just like a normal guy, tried to surf. Maybe 5 years after I came, I was working at KPMG, and somebody said to me, we're going to go for a swim. Would you like to come? And they took me to Manly to Shelley, like the bold and beautiful guys. And I went there, board shorts, no goggles. I didn't know that you had to wear goggles.
Yeah.
Where I come from in the ocean, you just jump in, and
True.
I never swam like that, right?
Yeah.
And they gave me flippers. Somebody went to a car, got goggles, and they were scared that I was going to drown.
Oh, no.
And so I did 400 meters, and then they were like, actually, you don't swim that bad. Let's take one flipper off.
Yeah.
And like that, I started going every weekend, started getting into swimming. Initially, I did the ocean races on the weekend.
Yeah.
The first one I did was near Palm Beach, and I almost drowned. It was 2 kilometers. It was 200 people. I think I finished 195.
Yeah, yeah.
And I went like, Jesus, I got to do something to get this better. And I started doing stroke corrections, went to a squad that trains there at Boyd Charlton, the saltwater pool.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were doing long distance swimming. They were like, oh, if these guys can do it, surely I can do it too. Like, they're not superhumans. And that's how I got into doing, I went from 2K to doing the 5, 10Ks.
Yeah.
And then one day I was swimming Bondi to Coogee with some friends, as you do on the weekends.
Yes.
And one of the guys said, look, we're going to Gibraltar next week. And one of the guys pulled out. I was like, oh, if I got a free ticket, I'll go and do it. And then I swam Spain to Morocco. I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved the whole journey, and that got me hooked, and I started doing a bit more and more and more.
Yes. Wow. And what made you, taking it back, what made you want to move to Australia from Argentina?
I was in Argentina. So I grew in an Argentina that is very different today, right? So when I grew in Argentina, I was born in 77. Did the 80s, the 90s. That back then, Argentina in the 80s was horrible. We had hyperinflation, the president changed, we had military coups. It was really bad. But the 90s was good. We had convertibility 1-to-1. The economy was good. You would travel. I went to South African rugby tours.
Yeah.
It was a really good time, really enjoyable time to live in Argentina. And then in 2001, as I was going through my accounting degree, there was a massive crisis. And I remember it was extremely difficult to get a job. So I went for a job at ExxonMobil.
Yep.
3,000 people. I made it to the last 5.
Wow.
And the feedback on the last interview is like, your English is not good enough. I went like, you got to be kidding me. I went to a bilingual school. My English is fairly decent.
Yes.
And I went like, nah, this country is not going to work.
Yeah.
So I made the decision to move out, conscious decision. I went to the Canadian embassy to do a visa for Quebec. And on the wall, there was a sticker with one of those things that you can pull out, and it had a website. And it said, have you thought about Australia? And it was from Southern Cross, which was a migration visa agent. And I went like, actually haven't. Went home, researched it, and I went like, Quebec, Sydney.
Yeah.
The weather, they like rugby, and I went like, must be a better fit for me.
Yeah.
So I did the visa. I was an accountant. I could speak English properly. I was young. So I got a skilled visa, came to Australia, didn't know a single person in Australia.
Yeah, wow.
Took me 9 days to get a job at KPMG.
My gosh.
I was
so impressive.
I couldn't believe it. I was like,
Wow.
I met a guy the day I was leaving Argentina.
Yeah.
There was somebody that said, look, they're looking for accountants in the paper. I sent an email, and a guy said, I need to meet you before you get to Australia. I said, look, I'm leaving at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
He's like, well, where are you? This was like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
I'm, let's say, comparison in Buenos Aires. I was like in Surrey Hills, and he was in Manly. He's okay, let's meet in the middle.
Yeah.
So we met in the middle in a coffee shop, took a napkin, did an interview in the coffee shop, wrote a number.
Victor, that is so cool.
Came to Australia, called that number, did 5 interviews. A week later, I was working at KPMG.
It's like it was meant to be.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so impressive.
My wife always says that I was very lucky.
Yeah.
I keep saying to her that sometimes you need a bit of luck in life, but also you gotta force the situation to be in that position, right?
Agree. You make your own luck in a way.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Now, why rugby? Because Argentina is obviously very well known for its football, as in soccer. And did Argentina win the last World Cup?
Yeah, we
Yes,
did.
you did with
Qatar,
Messi.
Messi.
So, do you play football?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I play football here a little bit when I finish playing rugby.
Yeah.
I like football because in Argentina, if you don't follow the football, you go on Mondays, you go to school and you don't know what to speak about because everybody talks about football. When I was young, I used to be a goalkeeper.
Yep.
And I was decent. So my dad took me to one of the top 5 teams in Argentina, and I went for a trial.
Yeah.
And they said, well, we are happy to consider him, but I had to leave school.
Yeah.
My mom said, no, he's not leaving school.
Yeah.
In retrospective, I think that was really good because I stopped growing at 15. So, I probably would have been too short. But the decision was made there that I wasn't going to play football. I wasn't going to leave school. My parents would not allow it. I went to a bilingual school. It was a good school, and my parents wanted me to finish there.
Yeah.
And I started playing rugby when I was young. I was already quite decent.
Yeah.
So, from 15 to 18, I was a top scorer in the team, and I could see myself making really good friends. It took me a while to get in, but then it's just the side of rugby, the social side of rugby.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
Right. And I loved it. And it hooked me up. And all I could think about was becoming a professional rugby player.
Yeah.
But when I was 18, I started having problems with my calves. So I've got a thing called compartment syndrome. So basically your muscle grows too much so it doesn't fit the cavity.
Oh.
So I was getting cramps.
Yep.
So I had 3-4 surgeries, could never fix it. That's also one of the reasons why I swim, because when I swim, it doesn't bother me. But if I go for a 1K run, I'll end up all cramped.
Yeah, right. Interesting.
So I can play squash, I can play tennis, paddle, football to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I'm like Messi. I walk a little bit and then run when I need to.
Yeah.
But look, coming back to your question, I think for me, rugby was a really good way of developing my person, my human being inside me, right? To develop who I am today.
Yes, amazing.
It helped me, when I manage teams today. What I did in the rugby pitch helps me a lot. I was the captain of a lot of the teams that I played for. And that leadership, I think it was born there and it's carried to today.
Yeah, absolutely. And who are you when nobody's watching?
I like to rest when nobody watches.
Yeah. Well, you're doing a lot.
I think a lot of the training here, it's next level for some of the things that I do. But, I try to be present at home. I'm a father. I'm the Uberman for the family when nobody's watching. Having 2 teenage girls in Sydney, hockey here and then water polo there and then tutoring and then the school. So I find that if I charge per the hour on the Uber, I'll probably make more money than I do my job. So, I'm passionate about family. I think you speak with people and you ask them who you are and they all tell you, look, I'm an accountant or I'm a lawyer and I do this. But in reality, the most important thing you can do in your life is build your family. Yeah. I think that's, I wouldn't say your legacy, but that's what we're here to do from my point of view. Yeah. To me, that's probably my biggest accomplishment to that. Yeah. It hasn't been easy though.
Yes. And how have
2 migrations in the middle.
Well, yes. Did you have your girls when you migrated out to Australia or no?
No, my wife is from Argentina. So we met there when I was 18, she was 19. Yeah. We got married in 2004 to come to Australia. So, we could do the visa together and everything. We came together. My wife didn't want to be in Australia at the beginning. She was very reluctant. She missed the family a lot. Yeah. I would say it probably took her well over 10 years to get settled. In the meantime, we had the kids. Yeah. It was hard. We had no family. And, a lot of people here have the same issue, right? You got one parent in Hunter Valley, the other one in the Central Coast. Exactly, yeah. We had them in Argentina. So that was hard. But eventually, we settled. And then I thought I was working for a company and we were doing really well and we were expanding globally. And I thought, well, I'm traveling so much. It might be better if I move to Singapore, less travel, because I was going Monday, I was in New York, Wednesday, I was in London, Friday, I was in Beijing, then came back 1 week here, then the next week do it again. Wow. And I was like, I need to move somewhere closer to the middle of the world. Yeah. So we moved to Singapore for a year. So we did the second migration. Wow. It didn't work out as we expected. The company had some issues. Actually, I was selling so much that they couldn't cope with the growth.
Oh, my gosh.
So I was asked to stop selling for 3 months.
Oh, my God. I've never heard of that before.
Neither have I.
Yeah, wow.
So I went like, no, I can't do that. I just finished streaming the English channel. I came back from holiday, spent a month in Europe. Yes. And I went, look, I can't take another 3 months off. I need to work. Yeah. So came back to Australia. It took me 2 weeks. I got 3 job offers. Wow. And I ended up going for Thomson Reuters. They offered me a role in a company called Confirmation.com within Thomson Reuters, running Asia Pac, and that was it. I took the role, and I think from then it's been 10 years now running Asia Pacific or the globe for different software companies. Yeah, wow. But coming back to your question, we migrated to Australia, then migrated to Singapore. Yeah. When we came back to Australia, I think that was when my wife said, okay, this is the place to be. Yes, yeah. And you've obviously had family come out to visit you, of course. Yeah, I've got 5 siblings. So I got an extended family. They all, 4 of them came. Some of them came more than once. There's one that hasn't come back. He's coming next year. Yeah. Just because the Rugby World Cup is happening. Oh. We all used to play rugby together. So we have 5 boys and 1 girl. Yeah. Oh, your mum with 5 boys. Yeah. She's Superwoman. Well, it was hard. It was really hard. My parents got divorced when I was 18.
Right. Yeah.
I think 6 children. My dad is a CEO, or used to be a CEO, and now he's a COO. And I think it was hard. My mom was doing a lot of the legwork, and the divorce was intense. Would be probably an understatement.
Yeah. Okay.
So when I was 18, I started dating my wife.
Yeah.
My mom decided to leave the house, and my dad got a job in a province 600 kilometers away.
Yeah. Right.
So I ended up on my own, but they decided to leave. They took the 2 youngest and they left me with the other 3.
Yeah.
So at the age of 18, I had to raise 3 of my siblings.
Yeah. Wow. And
And
what
I
was
did
that
that.
like?
Well, at the beginning, I felt it was going to be a bit overwhelming. But to be fair, it wasn't that bad. I think,
Yeah.
we all, in terms of needs, I think people just come together, and we all came together, and we worked together. I had to go to school, and
Yeah.
because of the difficult situation at home, I went through school okay.
Yeah.
But in Argentina, if you don't do well in school, you repeat the year. And some of my
Yes.
brothers have repeated once or twice.
Yeah.
Like, they were not in a good space. It was a very difficult adolescence for them.
Yeah.
So I had to steer the ship.
Yeah.
I'm glad to say that when I was in charge, nobody ever repeated again. We did okay.
That's good.
I got them all through school. I actually got them through university as well. And then when I was 28, I thought, well, I've done my job.
Yeah.
Time to look for something different. And Australia, here we come.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, that would have been very hard and tough for you as an 18-year-old to, have to do that. So I think that, you would have sacrificed a lot as well.
Yeah. People say that, but I didn't find it hard, to be
Okay.
fair.
Yeah.
You're looking after your brothers, right? Like,
Yeah.
when you are the eldest one, sure, you got to go to school and speak with the teachers, and they misbehave. I had to lock them in the room. Like,
Yeah.
you got to do stuff like that you're not supposed to do.
Yes.
But I didn't find it difficult. And I think it
Yeah.
actually helped me a lot to be the person that I am today.
Yeah.
To be able to lead teams where, sometimes you got to lead a 60-year-old, right? And sometimes you got these guys that they don't come to work because the dog is sick, and you go like, how do you deal with that? Well, it's the same as dealing with adolescents, right? You got people with different personalities, and
Yes.
and I think it helped me a lot on the leadership side of my day-to-day job.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that you would show up very authentically in your leadership role at work. Talk to me about that. Talk to me about authentic leadership. Do you share your story with your, colleagues, and do you mentor young people coming up through the business?
So yes, I definitely share my story.
Yeah.
I don't shy away from it. I don't think it's something that I should be ashamed of.
Yes.
And I think, to me, it's a story of resilience, and it made me who I am today as well. Right? So I think it's important for people to understand who I am, to understand my story. So if they're interested, I share.
Yeah.
I do mentor. I love mentoring. So
Yeah.
when I was in Argentina, I was a rugby coach for juniors. So one of the ways I managed to keep my brothers in check was I used to coach their rugby teams. And I really enjoyed that experience. I've got very fun memories out of it.
Yeah.
And when you teach a kid to pass the ball and to make a tackle, and and to make different drills, and then you see them do it, it's so rewarding, because you go like, I teach them that, right?
Yes.
And when it comes to when it comes to work, it's exactly the same, right? Like, I used to mentor people even when I was at IMP.
Yeah.
So I used to be in the mentoring program as a senior leader. So I had these younger talents coming through, and a lot of those guys still write to me today, and I know what they're doing. I did it when I was at Thomson Reuters as well, and I really enjoy the mentoring side of work.
Yeah.
I think it's a great way to give back a little bit.
Yes.
I think we are extremely fortunate to be what we are today. Sometimes people don't realize that.
Yeah, this is so true. And do you think that, your childhood and then moving to Australia and the resilience that you got from that helped you with your ocean swimming, and most recently the very challenging swim that you did? And can you share what that swim was?
Yeah, I think there's a straight correlation for sure.
Yeah.
I think rugby itself, it's a great sport to build your resilience.
Yeah.
I think that helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Then what happened to me in life, as I mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
I think it drafts or it creates your personality. And I think it definitely did it towards the resilient side of it.
Yeah.
I am convinced that helped me become extra resilient.
Yeah.
In the documentary that we're doing about the recent swim, which is from the Isle of Man to Northern Ireland, my wife talks in a part of the documentary. I haven't seen it. I only seen, like the trailer. And she says in there that what happened to me in the childhood made me who I am today. And it's a reason why I can be like an ice block and be there for 24 hours going through 10-degree temperature and not feeling anything.
Yeah.
And I think she's partially right.
Yeah.
I think definitely what happened to me in childhood helps because you know what real pain is. So then you go like, this is not real pain. This is just temporary.
Yes. So true.
But also you got to do a significant amount of training. So the swim that I did was 56.9 kilometers in straight line. So I swam a bit more because you don't swim straight.
Yeah.
We started from the Isle of Man, and it had been attempted 7 times before, I think, but nobody successfully completed.
Yeah.
The reasons are, one, it's very cold.
Yeah.
So you swim without a wetsuit. 2, there's a lot of lion mane jellyfish, and a lot of people have bad side effects from it.
Yes.
So a lot of them have been pulled out. Some of them went to hospital. And I went like, well, that sounds like the right challenge for me.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of swims since my initial Gibraltar swim.
Yes.
I swam the English Channel, swam Ireland to Scotland, Cook Strait. I swam in Catalina in LA. So I've been doing all these 30-odd K swims.
Yeah.
And I thought this is a really good challenge for me to take.
Yeah.
I went there with a documentary team, with a guy that was one of the witnesses in my wedding. He was the producer.
Yeah. Wow.
We went there 2 years ago, and we couldn't get a swim. So we went all to Ireland, 11 people there,
Oh,
13
gosh.
actually, sorry.
Yeah.
And we couldn't get a swim.
Yeah.
The weather was bad, so
Yeah.
we weren't allowed to get on the water.
Right. Okay.
And I went like, it would have been very easy for me to say, look, I tried, it didn't happen, but I felt I have the obligation to the movie crew and to myself as well.
Yes.
And despite what my wife would have wanted, I decided to train for another year and go again.
Yeah.
So we went in August last year. We started on the 11th at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And we finished 27 hours later.
My gosh. And why did you start at 3 a.m.?
Well, we were supposed to start at 12 a.m.
Oh.
because you get the right current to start with.
Right.
But when we went towards the Isle of Man, the trip on the boat was supposed to take 3 hours at full trot.
Yeah.
But it took almost 4.5. The waves were like, it was like the perfect storm.
Yeah, wow.
So we got there around 7 p.m. at night.
Yeah.
And I thought, there's no way I'm swimming at 12 because it's not going to calm down that quick. It
Yeah.
was not swimmable. It was very dangerous.
Mm.
And first of all, we didn't have a hotel.
Oh, yeah.
So I went around, nothing was open.
Oh, no.
So I ended up sleeping on the floor of the boat.
Oh,
Because
my
I had
gosh,
to sleep
Victor.
before I started the swim.
Oh,
And actually, I went to the speech before, like the event that Mark Visser did.
yes.
And I asked one question in there, like I really struggle to sleep before big events because I'm so nervous.
Mm.
And he gave me some breathing techniques to work on.
Mm.
And I actually used them. And I slept like a baby.
Yeah, wow. That's
Other than my
great.
daughter waking me up at 1 o'clock to wish me luck,
Oh,
then I could sleep through. And people were coming with
Yeah.
the lanterns and they were moving on the boat, but I was asleep. They woke me up at 2:30 in the morning. They said, look, the conditions have been bad. We have to leave, otherwise we won't be able to leave. So we started, so I usually shave before and then they grease you up. Took me half an hour.
yeah.
And we started at 3-ish, which was more than 3 hours late. So we didn't get the right current to
Yeah.
start with,
Yeah.
which meant that on the back end of the swim, the last 6-7 hours, I was swimming all the way against currents.
Yeah, wow.
So I started at 3K an hour I finished at 1K an hour.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that I was going slower.
Yeah.
It was that I was swimming against the current.
Yes, of course. And then you had to battle the jellyfish as well.
Yeah, so...
Talk to me about that.
In Ireland, you got a jellyfish called the lion's mane jellyfish.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a lion's mane. It has that orange, yellowish color.
Oh.
And it has really long tentacles. So they grow up to 40 meters long. So they're very, very long.
Yeah.
And usually what happens is when the water is calm, they come to the surface.
Mm-hmm.
When the sea is rough, they go underneath.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously what you want when you're doing a swim, you want calmer water, because if you're swimming in tough water, so you got to pick either you get eaten alive by the jellyfish or you swim in a whirlpool.
Yes.
So I picked the jellyfish. And what happened was we started at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
At the beginning, it was difficult with the light because the crew were adjusting the lights. I struggled to see the boat.
Yeah.
So it took them a couple of hours, and then they put some glow sticks on the side of the boat, and it was a bit better. But it was infested with jellyfish, like infested, like to the point that, especially at night, what's challenging is they are so long, the jellyfish, that you feel the tentacles, but you don't see the head because they might be 20 meters that way.
Oh my god.
And you can only see a few meters in front of you.
Yeah.
So
God, Victor, that's terrible.
So I kept getting sapped. It was like I would do like 10, 20 meters, sap. The good thing is that it's not as the blue bottle. So you know the blue bottle stops you on your tracks.
Yes.
This is more like you get a tingle. But the issue is it's just poison going into your body slowly.
Oh.
And what happened was at the 6.5 hour mark, so the sun had come up.
Yeah.
I was feeding, but I was feeling really unwell on the stomach. So I started throwing up.
Yeah.
I tried the next feed I feed every half an hour.
Yeah.
I tried the next feed at 7 hours.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't take it.
Oh my gosh.
And basically, I had 20 hours ahead of me, and I could not take food.
Oh my gosh.
So I was every now and then taking a piece of a cookie or a piece of a sandwich.
Yeah.
But I was really struggling to keep food in.
Yeah.
So basically, for the next 20 hours, I just had tea and a bit of honey.
Oh my gosh.
So I think when I got to the 10-hour mark, I was thinking, I don't think I can do this on tea.
Yeah. Wow.
Because your mind goes to very negative places in those scenarios. But then I thought, remember, have you seen the documentary about the first woman that swam the English Channel? And
I haven't seen that, but I should watch that.
you should probably watch it. It's really interesting. And they used to swim it like eating carrots and apples, and some of them used to drink whiskey to keep themselves warm.
Yeah.
And I was like, if those guys can do it, I can surely do it too.
Yeah.
I know they were old school and they were harder, but I can do it too.
Yeah.
So I started putting my head in the right space. When I got to the 15-hour mark, probably I hit what in the marathon world is called the wall, where I thought I cannot do it.
Yeah.
I'm still so far away. But the crew really helped me in that crucial moment. And then I switch off the brain, which you sometimes do when you get so tired. It's not that difficult. And, I went through severe hallucinations in the middle.
Yeah, wow.
But I knew they were coming, so I wasn't quite scared.
Okay.
And I got cold in the second night.
Yeah.
I was shivering a little bit through one of my feet that I remember.
Yeah.
But then when the sun came up, I was okay again.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was hard. But it was what I needed to prove myself. I didn't do it to get a Guinness World Record, or I did it just because I needed to prove to myself that I could do something that I didn't think it was possible.
Yeah. It's so incredible that you've done it. It's just so incredible. Now, I have two questions for you off the back of that. How do you eat your food when you're swimming? Because you eat and still swim, right? Or do you stop swimming but you're still in the water?
You're not allowed to touch the boat. So if you touch the boat, you get disqualified.
Right, okay.
So what they do is they throw you a food, but in a container like liquid food.
Okay.
So just imagine they give you a bottle with water, right?
Yeah.
It comes with a rope.
Yep.
You drink it. If the rope gets too tight, they let the rope go, because otherwise you're pulling from the rope and you get disqualified.
Yeah.
So then they will come back and get the rope if they need to. But usually the way it happens, it's, especially in cold water, you've got maximum 10 seconds.
Yeah.
You got to scull through it and
Yeah.
keep going.
Yeah.
If you stop too long, you get really cold. The water was 15 degrees. Air
Gosh.
temperature at night was single digits.
Yeah.
And I'm not wearing a wetsuit, right?
No.
So
Yeah.
if you stop, you're tired.
Yeah.
Your temperature drops really quick.
Mm.
It's cold.
Yeah.
You just struggle with movement. Your muscle starts getting stiff.
Yeah.
So you got to do it quick. You got to fit and go, fit and go, fit
Yeah.
and go.
Yeah.
And I think it's difficult because when you're so tired, you got the temptation. Let me take an extra 10 seconds, right? But
True.
But that's the job of the crew. When your
Okay.
head is not in the right place to tell you to keep going, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Okay. And what were your hallucinations? Did you have some funny ones?
I did. So it was in the middle of the second night. So usually what happens is your brain wants to go asleep. Your body's telling your brain it's time to sleep. And when the night comes, especially after you haven't slept for 24 hours, it's very common for the brain to shut down to the point where you start dreaming. So what I found really interesting was the first time I stopped for one of the feeds, might have been 2 o'clock in the night of the second night,
Yeah.
and I see a wall, like a perfectly shaped wall, like I could see it neat, very neat.
Yeah.
It was brown and black. And I thought, well, if there's a wall there and I'm getting home, people will have told me. So clearly there's no wall. I need to
Yeah.
ignore it.
Yeah.
I stop for the next feed. I see one wall on the left, one wall on the right. I went, okay, this is getting interesting. I stop for the next feed. I see the
Yeah.
walls again, and I cannot find the boat. I'm like, where on earth is the boat?
Oh.
There was a wooden crate in the middle of the ocean, and I'm like, where's the boat? And suddenly my coach comes on the top of the wooden crate, and we're like, okay, it's not a wooden crate. That is the boat.
Yeah. Wow.
But I was seeing a wooden crate.
How interesting. Okay. Yeah.
I stopped for the next one. I knew I had to look for the wooden crate, so I went to the wooden crate.
Yeah.
But then I was seeing a dwarf dressed as a woman walking underneath me.
Oh my gosh, Victor.
And obviously I
must
could
have been
still
very
see the walls, I
confusing.
could still see the crate.
Yeah.
But I knew all of that was coming, so I was mentally prepared for it.
Yeah.
And then when the lights started coming up, it all disappeared.
Yeah.
And I was back into the real world.
Yeah. And when you finished the race, did you sleep for just a day? What did you
No.
do? What was the recovery?
I couldn't, so when I finished 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
We basically got in the boat. So the first bit is they try to degrease you, and they try to do it really fast because you get very cold when you stop
Yeah.
really quick. So first of all, because of the hypothermia, my hips locked. So
Wow.
I was in
Pain.
pain, but acute pain, right?
My
So that
gosh.
took me half an hour
Yeah.
till I was able to stand again.
Yeah.
Once I did that, I was fine. We went to the marina. Probably took 5 hours to get there. When we got to the marina, we went for lunch. We had lunch, and then we went back to the house that we've rented. I couldn't sleep that day until probably 3 o'clock in the morning because your body has so much going
Yeah.
through it,
Yeah.
and you got all the endorphins, and I just couldn't sleep. Obviously, my phone was exploded with messages, and
Yeah.
I had every friend that I could think of reaching out. So I was taking time responding to them. I probably slept 3-4 hours,
Yeah.
but the night after, I slept really well.
Yes. Wow. So impressive.
Yeah.
And then you just went back to work like a week later?
Yeah, I think 2 days later I got on a plane
Yeah. Wow.
and came back.
Wow.
Yeah, usually for me when I do these swims, I try not to take too much time because I also have a family.
Yeah.
So if I can, I go 1 to 2 weeks early. Then I swim and then I try to get out as soon as possible. So
Yes.
you usually get an open ticket
Okay.
because then I gotta take my family on holidays as well.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So I think what people don't realize, and hopefully will come through in the documentary, it's the effort the family has to do.
Yes.
The kids have less daddy time.
Yeah.
My wife has to do a lot of the things that I'm unable to do.
Yeah.
Like on a normal week when I was training for this, I would
Mm.
go to the pool 3 to 4 times a week.
Mm.
I would do a swim on the weekend, if
Yeah.
not multiple swims.
Yeah.
So on average, I would say I would clock 8 hours average on a weekend swimming.
Yeah. Wow.
And that also included on Sundays going to the Blue Mountains, because in winter I'm trying to get cold water, so I go into the
Yes.
mountains to get the really cold water.
Yeah.
On top of that, a couple of days a week in the gym.
Mm.
On top of that, 2 to 3 times a week getting into the ice baths.
Yeah.
So when you put all of that together, that's like a full-time job.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Then you got a full-time job
Yes.
that pays the bills,
Yeah.
and then you got the family.
Yeah.
So the way I managed to cope with that was I was only doing 4 to 5 hours sleep.
Yeah.
And that's the way I could basically get everything cramped.
Yeah, wow. And it's not like you're just going to a very casual job. You are a very, very senior person in your company. So you've got a lot of pressure on you, you know.
Yeah, but pressure for me has been something that I've been handling since I am very young, right? So
Yeah.
I don't feel the pressure at work.
Yeah, okay.
A couple of weeks ago, I had a friend who went through a really rough patch with some of his personal life. And things like that help you put into perspective what's really important in life.
Yeah.
Sometimes we stress about work, and the reality is work is important because it pays the bills,
Yeah.
but work is work.
Yeah.
And there's so many things more important in life.
Yes.
I finished my job with the company that I was a month and a half ago. I've got 2 jobs already aligned to start next week.
Yeah.
I've got multiple jobs out there that I could be going into,
Yeah.
multiple levels of interviews. So look, we are very fortunate. We live in a place where if you don't have a job, it's not impossible to get the next job. You're still gonna be able to pay the bills if you've done things right in your life and you're in a position like I am, where you go a CV that people want to hire. I think one of the jobs that I'm doing now, it's heavily AI linked. I think the world is going to be testing a resilience very soon with all of that.
Yes, definitely.
I think it's advancing at a pace that it's a bit overwhelming. But you got to be sure that you're on the right side of that equation.
Yes.
And that to me is what I'm preparing for.
Yes. Is that something that you're passionate about?
Everything I do it with AI these days.
Yes.
So, for example, if I got to go for an interview, I would use AI to prep me.
Yeah.
If I got to do a presentation, I will get AI to do the first cut of it.
Yeah.
So, for example, they give you a case study.
Yes.
And when you go for CEO or head of region positions, usually you got to do a presentation, right?
Yeah.
So they usually give you a case study. I put the case study into I actually use 3 different agents.
Yeah.
I put it in there. They give me 3 different presentations. I
Yeah.
pick the one that I like the most.
And then you
that's what I
tweak.
go with.
Yeah.
Obviously, I change it and
Yeah,
I
of course.
enhance it.
Yeah.
But the reality is, like, in the near term, if you don't use AI, you're gonna be left behind. Even if you're the best at what you do,
So
you
true.
gotta get into it. Because
Yeah.
I think we're all becoming enhanced humans, and the ones that use
Yeah.
it the best are the ones that are gonna succeed the most.
Agree.
And I really think it's a game changer.
Yeah.
And I think if you get into it early, you are gonna be ahead of the curve.
Yes, agree. And is that what you would, mentor young people coming up? Is that what the message that you'd probably deliver to them?
I think young people actually get it.
Yeah.
I think young people is not the problem. The problem is people that are 40 plus. Because you go like, well, I'm a nurse. Why would this change my job?
Yes.
I'm still going, well, I don't know. The reality is AI is going to change a lot of what's
things.
happening in there. Robotics will become a lot faster than it has been today.
Yeah.
I don't know. In 5 years' time, would there be a nurse that is a robot? I think there's a high possibility of that.
Yeah.
So I think people are imagining the future is going to go at the same pace that it has gone in the last 5 to 10 years. I think with the advancements of AI, things are going to move significantly faster than it have moved before.
Yeah, absolutely.
And adaptation is gonna be key.
Agree. If you could be known for something completely different than what you're known for now, what would it be?
Well, I would have liked to be an international rugby player, but that's not gonna happen.
Oh.
Look, a lot of people know me from the swimming.
Yeah.
But to me, that doesn't define me. That's like a side hustle.
Yeah.
What people don't know is all the charitable side of what I do. So, for example, this friend that had an issue, we raised 300,000 for him and his family.
Yeah, wow.
My last swim, I built a school, an American center in Ghana.
Yes, wow.
With all the money. And to me, that is what it's important. It's being able to help others when you're in a very beneficial position or very privileged position like I am.
Yes.
Obviously, living in Sydney, you gotta still pay the bills. It's not a cheap place.
No,
I got
you're right.
kids, private school,
Yes.
the whole. So you gotta look after yourself, but being able to give back is very important to me.
Yes.
And I think if I leave tomorrow and I'm not in this world, I would like people to remember what I've done in that space.
Yes.
Not just that he conquered the swim or he was a CEO or a head of sales.
Yeah.
I don't think that defines you.
Yes. It's way more than that.
Mm-hmm.
What's a lesson outside of work that has made you better at your job, do you think?
Well, I think that anecdote that I gave you earlier about my mom, the day I left in the airport, I had, 20, 30 people all crying. I had some of my friends that were 30 years old crying like they were babies.
Yes.
It was a very hard day.
Yeah.
My wife, she cried until the plane got to Chile, and when it got to Chile, maybe 2 hours more. So it was very, very hard.
Yeah.
But that message from my mom there that said, look, I don't care what you become, but just be sure you're a good person.
Yeah.
I think to me that was very important.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that marked me and who I am in my career today.
Yeah. And what would be something that is surprising for people to learn about you?
Well, I think a lot of people know the swims that I've done.
Yeah.
They can see your CV on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Some of them know my personal story. Some
Yeah.
others don't. But most people don't know that, for example, I built a school in Ghana and that I built a medical center. And,
Yes.
and I think that is a bit surprising to people at times. I would like to do more of that if I can with my next swim.
Yes. How long did it take to build the school?
Well, they're still in the
they're
process
still
of building it.
Yeah.
Like things in Ghana don't move fast.
Yeah, yeah.
But we raised the money necessary to build it. So they are advancing. But I raised money with 3 swims for that. So I did the swim, the Catalina Island. It's a 35 kilometer swim. Then I did the Cook Strait. And then with the last one, with the Isle of Man, we raised the remaining funds.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, it was probably an effort of 2 years.
Yeah, okay. And how did you choose where you wanted to put that money?
Well, there's a friend of mine. He's a director of emergencies at St. Vincent's. And he meets all these unique personalities, nurses and emergency doctors. And this guy came from the UK. He was a good friend of his. He happened to fly the helicopters that rescue people.
Yeah, wow.
And I hooked up with the guy, English guy, but he could speak perfect Spanish. And, English and Argentinian usually giving each other banter. And he came home for a couple of barbecues, and we used to give him a hard time about his shirts and his style, and that Argentina soccer was better than English soccer.
Oh, I would have loved that.
And it was like back and forth, and they keep kicking our ass in the rugby, so,
Yeah.
And we created a good relationship. We got to know each other really well. And he told me he was doing this charity work, and I went like, "Oh, I would like to help you." So as he was coming out of my house, he got into the car. And I went like, I'm doing this swim. I actually should raise money for this guy. Because what happened in the previous swims, I raised money for different charities.
Yeah.
I did raise money for a charity in Kenya and stuff like that. But I realized that when you raise money, you can raise money for a cause and put it to, I don't know, the Cancer Council. But I wanted to build something. I wanted to raise money and have something visible out of that.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a really good thing because it's like a legacy that you leave behind, right?
Absolutely. Wow. It's very admirable that you're doing that.
Thank you.
My last question for you is, Victor, what is your hidden talent?
Well, I think I got a few different talents, but I think, as I mentioned earlier, probably my superpower is my ability to get people to work together, to deliver through others.
Yeah.
I think what happened to me in life and my professional career, both of them have shaped me to be able to do that. So I can rally people, I can motivate people. I had many leaders through my life, professional and non-professional, right? Like from my rugby coaches to the CEOs of companies where I worked. And I learned from an early age what's good leadership and what's not good leadership.
Yeah.
Like when you're in charge, you could have a dictatorial approach to being in charge, or you could be a person that is in charge, makes the decisions, but brings people along.
Yes.
And for me, that has been very important. And I think that ability to deliver through others, that is my hidden talent.
Yes, I love that. Well, thank you so much for joining me on the couch. It's been so wonderful chatting with you. And I know that our clients at Talent are going to be very lucky and they're going to hear from you directly and get to meet you. But you're just so fantastic, and everything that you've achieved in life, just so amazing and well done.
Just getting started.
I know. I can't wait to see more.
There's more coming.
Yes. And people have got to watch the documentary when that comes out. Can you tell us when that's coming out?
Well, I don't know, because I know they're having conversations with a few different outlets, so they need to decide. I did the swim. There's a guy that does the production. He takes care of who does he sell to.
You've done your job by doing the swim, yep.
I think he was trying to... Anyway, he's working through that. I'm not going to get into that because I get in trouble.
Okay, well, we'll keep it a secret for now.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for joining on the
Thank
couch.
you for your time.
Hi guys, I'm Amanda, the host of Not Just A. If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you follow and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Don't forget to check us out on social media via the links in the description. If you're liking the content, feel free to drop a comment. We'd love to hear who you want to hear from next. Thanks for watching.